evening, folks. What's going on tonight? Good to see y'all. What's up, QT Goat, Satellite Sun, our Dominic, PM Collector Boy, Loader. Hi, everybody. Happy Wednesday. It is Wednesday. It's Wednesday because I just took the trash out. Hope you're all doing well. I am doing good. I need to pull the volume down on this for you and for me because it's actually pretty loud to be entirely. That's where's my phone? There it is. Okay. That's better. Yes, I hope you're all doing good. I'm, hanging in there. Doing my best. So got Zeus outside your window? No. Power is settled. We actually got a new water heater today, which should serve us well for the next decade or so. So that's all taken care of. So we've got some additional matters to see to, but in general, everything that needs to work is working now. So that's a load off right now. I have a delicious drink with me, just the one. I kind of overdid it last night. I have a healthy constitution when it comes to drinking, but yeah, I had a little bit of a hangover this morning, and I was like, yeah, that was whoops. Free replacement water heater seems like a reasonable payout for this whole mess. I mean, yeah, if we can swing that. But I mean, hell, if it's even partially subsidized, I'll take it. So I don't think the hook in the announcement does that much to narrow things down. Nice, Kirby, Kelowna. I will explain for those of you that don't know, which I think is probably the majority of you, because this definitely falls much more on the indie side of things here. Not sure how many of y'all are familiar with this game, but I would guess not many. This game is 99 cents right now. Before we even get started, I would heartily recommend y'all pick it up. It is very, very, very cool. Make sure whoever installs is actually certified. Do it, because that's caused my water heater hell for several months. Yeah, don't worry, it's all taken care of. We got a licensed professional out here. He took care of everything. Yeah, we were introduced to him through a third party, so it's not like he's just gonna like disappear on us if anything goes wrong. There's a drink called Bai. For only 5 calories, this shit is the bomb. It fills the void left by Sobe's demise. I've never heard of it. That's interesting. I might have to look into that. Also, good evening, Shadows. It's good to see you. Sorry, not sorry if I led you astray with the stream announcement. I did, for those of you that stayed up through the end of LeChuck's Revenge last night, I did say I would be doing this tonight, so. Good evening, Helvey. Good to see the update to this that add the devs to other games caused me to go from 100% completion to 57. Now I have to play those against, It's the only time I've ever been hacked off about that. No, there's been twice. There's been twice in my life where I've been really annoyed by that happening. One is Vampire Survivors. I put in the time to 100% Vampire Survivors, and then the bastard went and added more content to that. The other time was the one time I played through the original BioShock. My roommate at the time had already played through it and had nailed down a bunch of the achievements, and I realized I could get the rest of them with a single playthrough of my own. So I mapped everything out and figured out what I was gonna do and powered through it. While I was playing it, they patched in another achievement that I couldn't get. And I was so pissed off. When was the last time anyone ever saw Sobe? Good question. Good question. Bai is pretty good. It does a bit of caffeine. I'll listen to the things you tell us. I don't have anything to report on. I went to work today. Work was placid. Everybody's coping in their own ways, but nothing's like fallen apart yet. And there are some, I don't know, there's some interesting possibilities for the future. So I'm not too negative on the whole thing just yet. But there's plenty of time. Oh, excuse me, I'm really tired too. Hopefully I can hang with everything tonight. But yeah, I was pretty exhausted by everything that's going on lately. Yeah, I haven't had the chance to play anything or do anything else entertaining. So yeah, I'm gonna talk about the schedule and then we're gonna get into this because there is actually quite a bit we can do with this tonight. I have a lot of fun with achievements and generally don't get precious about them. I've been a bit mad about that before. Yeah. I try not to be a stickler for completionism, but yeah. Super Smash Bros. Apparently holds the record. It's 712 achievements. Friendo, that is not even close to the record. Go on Steam and look at how many achievements Tales of Maj'El has. In fact, don't. Because the last time I checked, it was so many, it crashes the Steam browser. So you might wanna, yeah. You might actually wanna check that on like web browser instead. Tomei has thousands, literally thousands. And the main reason is, if I remember correctly, that game has like 7 difficulty settings. And there are duplicates of every achievement for every single difficulty level. So there's already like several hundred across the game because there's so many classes and so many things you can do. And then they multiplied that by 7. Logistical has 9,821. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, there are games on Steam with just like nonsensical numbers of achievements. Like at that point, I feel like they just lose all meaning. I get daunted by games that have like 200 or 300. I'm like, this is impossible. I'm never gonna get these. And yet I got Vampire Survivors. Screw you, Google AI. Here. That I see where you went wrong. I see your problem. So yeah, let's talk about the schedule and then let us get along with the lands of dreams, shall we? So tonight is actually a democratic playthrough. I've decided to enable the fronds of democracy to allow y'all, if you're really digging this game, or rather collection of games, we can continue it into tomorrow night. If you want, though I can't say for sure that we would continue it past tomorrow. But by all means, evaluate over the course of the evening. Decide if this is your jam, or if you want to jam with some other jams, or pump them up, or whatever it is that the kids do with jams these days. And then tomorrow's stream will be dependent on that. Friday we'll do a Friday feature. Probably not an indie variety night, but I haven't settled on what to do instead. Saturday will be the power hours, and then looking ahead to next week, I think it's actually gonna be pretty similar to how this week shook out. I do not believe I will be able to stream on Sunday or Monday, but the rest of the week, Tuesday to Saturday, we should be clear, which will give us plenty of time to dig into Star of Providence, which I am extremely excited about. Deep Thought, thank you so much for the 15 stream streak. Good to see you tonight, Ocean Claim stream. Interesting way to start a new game and load save. Indeed. Coming into his crafting, I was looking all over the home base for a crafting station. Got pissed off looking at this in my menu. And makes shit up and then says in an authoritative tone that makes it both misleading and often dangerous. Agreed. Agreed. So, chat. Let's talk about Jonas Kazrates, or I'm sorry, however the hell you say his name. I'm not 100% on that. And his creations. Jonas is a very thoughtful game developer and writer. He's responsible for some very interesting works in the gaming space. We know him as the creator of Omega Land. Good job, Pat. But ever since we did Omega Land, I have wanted to share this particular game with you. This was originally released on Steam as The Sea Will Claim Everything this year. It is a point-and-click adventure with hand-drawn graphics and a very thought-provoking story. It is funny, it is charming, it is thoughtful, it is morose. It has a lot of layers to it. And you might have already gleaned this from the start menu here, but it also treats the interface as diegetic, which is pretty interesting. Makes for a more immersive experience, despite everything being hewn from marker. But yeah, the actual interface and you as the player interacting with the game is a part of the plot, which I appreciate very much. So I've always wanted to stream this game for y'all tonight, but strangely enough, we're not actually going to play The Sea Will Claim Everything, because just a matter of weeks ago, I believe, Jonas remastered or just re-released the older games that led up to The Sea Will Claim Everything alongside this. So now The Sea Will Claim Everything on Steam is actually a collection of 6 games all set in the lands of Dream. And those other games are going to be what we're going to take a look at tonight. So I still intend to play The Sea Will Claim Everything for you at some point, but I'm particularly interested right now in seeing what these other games entail. So certainly, if you are interested in this, if you want to see more, votes to continue will be interpreted as such. Omega Land is cool and free. I'd use Joy to Key because of their native controller support. Worked great though. Omega Land's a really cool game. I like it. He also worked on Talos Principle 1 and 2 and Serious Sam 4 as a writer. He did, yes. He did. So if you're a fan of the narrative of Talos Principle, Jonas had a hand in that. Was at least a contributor. So I'm going to close this particular portal and then we're going to open another one. So this package now includes The Sea Will Claim Everything, a postcard from Aphthonia, the Book of Living Magic, The Fabulous Screech, the strange and somewhat sinister tale of the house at Desert Bridge, and the matter of the Great Red Dragon. I'm just going to go down the list, and we're going to start with a postcard from Aphthonia. And we keep a count on how many times LeChuck violently teleported you. No. I think that would have been a bit much to keep track of. Now, these games came before The Sea Will Claim Everything, so I'm expecting them to be smaller in scope and possibly not as fleshed out, but should still be interesting experiences. Dear friend, we are writing to you from the lands of Dream. The time difference between our worlds being so unpredictable, we're not entirely certain when this postcard will reach you. Have you, at this point in your life, been to the Fortunate Isles? Well, I actually have, so. Ah, wonderful. Then you're familiar with the concept of a magical portal, and you know that Lord Urizen has declared war on the Fortunate Isles for overthrowing his lackeys. This postcard is only a very minor portal. It won't last very long. We've created at the request of Kyan and Katerina, the owners of the Antigone Tavern in Aphthonia on the Isle of the Sun. They need some help, and we're currently caught in, well, something of a siege. Hopefully you can help them like you helped so many of us, and perhaps one day we can create a more stable portal. But there's no time for that now. The idiots outside are trying to break down the gates again. Thank you. Niam and the. P.S. Don't worry, they'll fail. I guess. Bloop. And here we are, chat. So, the Lands of Dream Games sorta kinda use a similar interface to the old Mac Ventures game, where you have the scene whereupon you can click on things to inspect or interact. You have a text box down here to tell you what's actually going on, and then you have your actual scene controls over here for movement, and then, well, I'm guessing inventory and map, and we'll suss all this out, I'm sure. But currently we're at Aphthonia Harbor. Are the bees covered in flowers, or the flowers covered in bees? This deeply philosophical question was posed by a lizard who lives on the Isle of the Moon. A very naughty bee is hiding in these flowers. If you touch these flowers, the obsessive dwarves who grow them will play the trumpet until you apologize. Well, apparently not. This tavern is called Antigone. Not the bees! One of these flowers appears to be whistling. These flowers speak a secret language. Hello, isn't the sunshine wonderful? Mind you, I could do without those dark clouds on the horizon. So this is Athanasia. Ask them about themselves. I'm happy. Sure, things are still going to Hades, but at least we're fighting back now. More than that, we even have a goal. We're trying to build a better world. We'll probably fail, but hey, it's better than sitting around being depressed all the time. Huh? Huh? Who the fuck greets somebody by asking about the war? I mean, if you can maintain this kind of attitude about it, why the hell not? It's wonderful. We're not dead yet. Seriously, I thought we'd all be dead by now. And we're totally not. Good evening, Arcane. Good to see you. Welcome to the Lands of Dream. We're playing one of the games that led up to The Sea Will Claim Everything, a postcard from Aphthonia. We never declared war on Lord Urizen. All we did was tell him to bog off, but he didn't take very kindly to people defying his system, his famous great machine. So we have to be brought into line. Wouldn't want us to start a trend, you see. When I was younger, I used to be very cynical about the concept of family. I mean, I hatched from an egg. Sure, I've kept in touch with my brothers and sisters and cousins, but not quite the same as, for, say, dogs. But lately, I feel like I do have a family right here. It doesn't matter that we're not relatives. There's more that unites us than just blood. Oniropolis? Oniropolis? Still standing, baby. Still standing. I don't think any of us would be here if it was gone. Not sure the Lands of Dream can exist without the capital. I guess that's why Urizen wants to have it so badly. Lord Urizen does not approve of cats and dogs living together. People have to stick to the right categories, you know? And now they're having a baby. I'm sure good old Yuri would be completely apoplectic if he knew. Looks like a snapping turtle, but something about looks kind of how? Oh, it's happy. Most snapping turtles are not happy. All right, what does our interface do? All right, Mrs. Papyrus. How can I help you? I'm fine, dear. Don't worry about me. Close the postcard portal. Just hit escape or double click on me here in the window. Your position in the timeline will be saved auto-magically. So this is what I was talking about. The interface in these games is diegetic, and they have some fun with that now and then. So we have Aphthonia and the Hills of Helios. Time and relative dimension in sacks. What's up, Peach? I want to play this for so long and for some reason never got to it. I would heartily encourage you to. We're not actually playing the You know what? I'm gonna change. I know I'm a little late on the. Maybe I'm a little late on this, but I'm gonna change what we're playing in the title. Yeah, this is a postcard from Aphthonia that we're playing right here and now. And I played the Onirin series of solitaire clock games. Does the watering can serve any purpose? A watering can in case the flowers get thirsty. A transdimensional bee lives in these flowers. These sunflowers convert light into transdimensional portal energy. It's how the postcard works. A cactus. No one knows what they're good for. Yeah, plot twist, we're playing this instead. Hello. What do we got here? A cup of canine coffee, too strong for humans. These flowers are called squishels. They grow by the edge of the sea where walruses go to serenade their mates with songs of the sea. The offspring of a tablecloth and a towel. The candle is a symbol of life. Green ritsina made from cucumbers. Pink ritsina made from tongues. These plates are so clean they don't have a description. A heretical cup, or perhaps an heretical cup? It's a matter of some debate in the cup community. Hang on one sec. Okay. Dogs and cats living together, mass hysteria. Good evening, Manic. It's generally just for looking nice. It's just a cute detail. Stacking things always seems like a wonderful idea at first. Bread is so delicious that a man once achieved transcendence just by smelling it. Garlic, grown by pirates. Schmoozo, it's like Ozo, but with a shm. Frozo, Ozo made from fruit. Goat Sapporo. Hyper aromatic liquefied dog biscuit. Alright. Kion Skylopoulos. Ah, yes, it's very kind of Niam and the to ask you to help us, and very kind of you to accept. So, well, see, Katerina and I are having a baby. And I was quite worried because of the war and all that. And I remember that in the old days, people would ask the Oracle for guidance when their children were born. Could you talk to her for us? Captain Pelargos can take you to her island. I'm sorry I can't go myself, but I'm organizing free suppers for the whole town. Mrs. Papyrus has written down a new task for you. There we go. Transcendence by smelling. I know way too much. I'm going to see this as a Yakitate reference from my personal movies. Katerina will be a great mother, I'm sure of that. I don't know if I'm going to be any good at being a father, but I'll try. I'll really try. Now that I'm starting my own family, I can't help but think about what it must have been like for my own parents. Was it frightening to suddenly have all that responsibility? Exhausting to have a whole litter of children running around all day? Did they feel ready for it? And did they feel this fear that the world will become more hostile as the years pass? I don't know. I just know I always felt loved and protected. One of the reasons I wanted to do this tonight is I feel like there's something particularly timeless about the writing in The Sea Will Claim Everything, and I had a feeling that Jonas would work that particular magic through all of the games and not just that one. Like, yeah. Oniropolis. I went there once when I was a puppy to visit my grandfather. It was overwhelming. Amazing, though. Just amazing. So many streets, so many buildings, but then whole forests tucked away between blocks and other parts of Oniropolis inside those forests. It's unforgettable. I am well. Worried, nervous, excited, tired, but well. Everything is changing, but there's hope where before there was just constant frustration. Niam was here a few weeks ago. She pointed one of her strange devices at Katerina's belly and told us the baby is going to be a girl. She even showed us a picture of it. I almost fainted. We are in the lands of dream. So dream logic prevails here. Antigone, we cook for everyone now, every evening. It's a lot of work, but at least it's useful work. Much better than letting everything rot because no one can afford our food anymore. Aphthonia, there have been losses. It is a difficult time, and yet everyone's spirits are much higher than before the revolution. We mourn often, but we also celebrate more than we have in many years. Strange, isn't it? Kalispera, friend. Everyone always worries about pregnant women, but I'm fine. I don't even get morning sickness. I do have an inexplicable craving for sugared catnip, though. And I don't even like catnip. Thank you for helping us. We really appreciate it. We haven't decided on a name yet, but I look forward to meeting her, whoever she is. My mother always told me that hospitality is the basic principle of civilization. If we don't take care of others, society becomes a nightmare. Now that Mayor Cranion is gone, we're trying to live up to that idea. Not just on our own, that would be impossible, but the whole of the Fortunate Isles. It's one of those I didn't play because I've been saving for a special time way too long, but followed Jonas a lot. Yeah, same. I followed Jonas ever since finding this game. I don't remember if I got the Sea Will Claim Everything in a bundle or if somebody recommended it to me. But yeah, I got it, I played it, I loved it. It has a very unique charm to it. Isle of the Stars. I still dream about going there one of these days. It must be so beautiful. Kyon will be a great father, I have no doubt of that. My family was crazy. Loving and well-intentioned, sometimes even wise, but also completely insane. Especially my uncles. My uncle, Gorgorakis was purring champion of the 3rd Degenerate Desert Colony. His brother, Bofaclinarius had a long-standing feud with a bird, though in the end they became friends. And my uncle Dolus, on the other side of the family, was really hairy. Nicest man you ever met, though. Everyone's been there and everyone will go there one day. It's where we all come from, all of us. Or at least that's what my aunt always said. Then again, she was nuts. Literally. She had a sorcerer turn her into a small heap of cashews. No one knows why. Need to play this myself. Thanks for reminding me of the update. Alright, Helveed, have a good one. Glad I could help. Alright, so. Miss Papyrus has a mission for us. Katerina and Kyon really want you to talk to the Oracle about their baby. Isn't that sweet? Just go find Captain Pelargos. He's in the upper parts of Aphthonia. Fine old stork. Alright, what do we got here? Oh. The war against Urizen rages at sea. You wonder how many people will not come home. Oh, it's Steve! Steve! Sorry, my brain is a bit funny. I got stoned. I mean petrified. I was made of stone. Who's Steve? Wait, I'm in Aphthonia? I thought this was his 5th pumpkin. Explains the heat, I guess. Are you on fire? Don't mention the war! What's up, Hamster Hammer? How you doing tonight? My beak is crooked. Ah, no, it's not funny. Tremors. I eat sea kittens. Slack. Plebiscite of pebbles. Get out of here, seagull. Yeah, baby. Snorkels. I have 7 brothers and 7 sisters. I'm also the 7th son of a 7th son, who in turn was the son of a 7th son. I have the power to heal and the gift of the 2nd sight. I am the chosen one. So it shall be written. So it shall be done. Petrified. She had snakes for hair, dude. Wait, are you a dude? I can't tell. What's a dude? Someone who carries the news? What sort of news? Can't be good news, right? Whatever. I'm a bird. Incoherent. I am perfectly coherent. Name is not Jonathan. Dude, Pretty's rock, dude. A Nearopolis, it's infinite, so how does it fit inside the city walls, huh? Bigger on the inside? No, it isn't. It's just infinite in all the other directions. Do you see now? No. I'm a bird. Oh, Steve. Never change. All right, what else we got? Goat Street. Did you know that people of Aphthonia eat watermelon with feta? It's a surprisingly delicious combination. Two very nice, big, firm melons. In the words of Shlomo the seemingly significant, everyone loves melons, don't they? Bird is with the 36 lessons of Vivek read like half the time. This house used to belong to Aphtonia's cruel mayor, but a cute three-headed dog lives here now, which is much better. This is the home of Athena and Maria. They almost ended up homeless recently because of the crisis, but the revolution saved them. Athenia is off fighting against Urizen now. So Kratos has taken a vow of silence until he understands where the error in his philosophy was that allowed it to tolerate injustice. Makes you think, chat. I hope that works out for him. What else can we click out in the harbor? A young man once lived here, but he was killed in the war against Urizen. These are the flowers of youth that everyone keeps going on about. Cool, fresh water from the hills of Helios. A puddle. It's like a poodle, but flatter, wetter, and less dog-like. Kind of waiting to get back into Terraria since apparently the new update fixed a lot of long-standing problems. I did not know there was a new Terraria update. That's cool. Who would close their window in this lovely weather? Naughty people. That's who. Funnily enough, watermelons are berries while strawberries are not. Oh, chat, this drink is too delicious. I'm gonna finish it in the first hour. And then I'm not getting another one. I learned my lesson last night. Probably an enormous wasp hiding in there, just waiting to jump out at you going bzzz. The owners of this house moved to Oneropolis when Lord Urizen's goons kicked them out of their home. They're on their way back now. It's Leopold Bloom. A hippie flower. It's into self-power. A fragrant bee attractor. A strange man named Richard Alpert lives here. An old lady called Eleni lives here with her daughter Maria. Something terrible is buzzing around those flowers, waiting for an innocent nose. The home of Stavros the Philosopher Tree. He's not there. Small, dry forest full of exploding mushrooms. Well, that sounds like fun. Ah, we made it to Aphthonia Square. A tiny caterpillar lives inside this orange. His name is Chiroliburum Zagabrock. Fallen orange, ideal for rolling under the wheels of a cart so it'll go squish. These oranges taste much better than the ones that Mayor Cranion used to import from the land of Sweaty Bum. An enthusiastic orange tree. The guard flower growls at you. A voice from inside the house tells it to shut up. A Silmarian man called Stelios lives here. Various bushes grow around Aphthonia. Their berries are unhealthy for most animals, but some birds like to eat them because that's how they roll. With all foreclosures reversed and Mayor Cranion gone, this house is a home once more. Let's see. Aha! Captain Pelargos. Ahoy, traveler! Help! I'm afraid I have bad news. I've only just returned from the waters surrounding the Isle of the Oracle where I had gone to pick up Pythia, and I must report that Lord Urizen's fleet has seized them. There's no way of reaching the Isle of the Oracle. I would try, I promise you, but... Ah, blasted feathers, they sank my boat. My new boat! My beloved old boat still lives, but she's in Port Darag. There's no way of getting there while the siege lasts, so I'm afraid you'll have to find another way of reaching the Isle. If you do, perhaps you can rescue the Oracle. Has a lot of UI improvements, fixed how the game feels on consoles, added character portraits, lets you craft items straight from chests. Ooh, nice. Just open a bag of dill pickle chips, and yes, just as eye-puckering as biting into an actual pickle. Good lord. So, could you perhaps help me find my boat? It's on one of the beaches, but I kind of panicked and flew with my eyes closed. I'd really appreciate the help. If you find anything useful in the hold, it's yours. This island has a lot of beaches, so it might be best to ask around for some likely locations. Thanks for going out of your way to help an old stork. I must confess that I have yet to overcome my fear of heights. This old sea dog isn't learning any new tricks. Some sailors have a family in every port, I hear, but my only constant lover was always the sea. Well, that and that one mermaid, but we were young and there was a lot of LSD involved. Different times, you know. These flowers have formed a workers' collective. It used to be the summer home of Henry Trollweather, but he donated it to the people of Afthonia. Hercules lives here. Yes, that Hercules. That stork is naked. Oh, Isle of the Moon. My beautiful home, I will return someday. Until then, I will remain in Afthonia. Did you know my grandmother was from here? Alright. Constitution Square. The flowers have changed their political views in recent years. These flowers are trying to navigate the complexities of the modern flower world without turning into geraniums. This window is built to protect the mayor against robbers and popular insurrections. It didn't really work. This window has led a subscription to a Homoseum today lapsed. It just wasn't worth it anymore, especially after the swimsuit edition. This window is intentionally debating the legacy of Constantius II. Windows do that sort of thing sometimes. A very secure window with not much behind it. These flowers are very pretty, but kind of shallow. Pretentious flowers. Oh, game, you try my patience. Mayor Cranion used to rule Afthonia from this place, and his power was so great that it seemed impossible he'd ever get kicked out. He and his cronies are gone now, but the damage they caused will take a long time to heal. It's a timeless game, chat. I hate when my windows randomly think about the Roman Empire. Let's go this way. Afthonia Stairs. Bees only come to these flowers when someone is trying to open the window. These flowers are singing a hymn to Quetzalcoatl. Not even other flowers understand why. This mouse-scented candle belongs to a cat. Don't touch it. It's disgusting. A young woman lives here. She used to live in Uth-Nargai, but after her parents passed away, she decided to move back and help in the fight against Urizen. Reminds me of one positive aspect of media going digital. No one goes door to door anymore trying to sell you magazines. That is true. There's the home of sentient glass called Charis. Nasturtians, very similar to those that grow in Eriador. There's a frog in there pretending not to be asleep. He's totally asleep. You can hear him snoring. Every morning this flower gets out of its pot to sweep the street and sing peculiar anthems. A broom that belongs to that slightly deranged flower next to it. These flowers have decided that David Graeber is an awful writer. They're kind of snotty and judgmental, but they're also right. A chameleon mushroom disguised as flowers. The pot is real. These flowers are just waiting to drop on someone's head, cracking their skull and spilling bees down their back. That's what flowers are like. Does the whole paint eyes on your eyelids thing actually work? I would be tempted to say no. It's Stavros. Hello, my friend. I hope you are well. History. A wise man once said that history repeats itself. First is tragedy, then is farce. This is undoubtedly true, but it does not mean the repetition cannot be stopped. So long as we have the capacity to think, to analyze, to understand, we have the ability to take control of our common future. But if we surrender that ability to dogma, we are lost. Honestly, like the running descriptions of the different flowers is one of the highlights of these games. Philosophy. What use is philosophy in a time of war? I do not know. Perhaps it is useless, or perhaps it is utterly necessary. For even if the ends justify the means, do the ends not have to be justified themselves? We cannot avoid the violence of revolution, but if our actions are not carefully considered, we may find ourselves unable to create peace once we are victorious. Kian and Katerina. Everyone is excited about their soon-to-be-born child, and why not? In a time of war, it is good to know that life continues. Family. I come from a big family of trees. Sometimes I think my preoccupation with philosophy has made me lonelier than I should be. But then I meet my brothers and sisters and all is well. Such bonds as ours are not so easily broken. Of course, there are those I'd rather not speak to. There's even a branch of the family that has joined Urizen. But most of them remain part of my life even when I do not see them very often. There's a certain comfort in that, perhaps, especially in these times. Neuropolis. The city of dreams, the true capital of all lands, and the ultimate goal of Lord Urizen's conquests. I think of it often. It's a strange place, always changing, impossible to fully understand. But the fact that each and every one of us is considered a citizen there, even Urizen himself, seems to me like the only thing we can build a future on. We all belong together in the end, no matter how we divide ourselves. I'll drink to that. Crunches in my hang on. I was helping Sophia repair the library the other day, and I found a book that speaks of an ancient underwater tunnel that leads to the Isle of the Oracle, or the Isle of the Cirrus, as it is sometimes called. Apparently, this tunnel was built by ancient Atlantean engineers to help them avoid the ships of a terrible dictator who ruled these isles. I believe it must be somewhere near Thera Beach. So Mrs. Papyrus has written down something for you to do. She's also updated your map. Well, cool. Thank you, Stavros. I appreciate it. Actually, did I click on all these? Ah, the smell of flowers. Ah, the beautiful colors. Ah, the horrible werebees that can't tell the difference between a flower and your face. A ship going to war to defend the Fortunate Isles from Urizen. Who knows whether it will ever return. There's a tiny lizard living in that pot. His name is Andrew, and he's nice, but a bit funny. Better be careful around him. He might bite. A lamp. Its name is Fotis. This lizard has no interest in philosophy. It just sits there and enjoys the sun. But maybe that just means it's truly wise. Makes you think, chat. Makes you think. Other candles can't hold a candle to this candle. No one knows what that means. A man once stuck his face into these flowers and a bee crawled into his brain. It was about werebees. I was making mac and cheese. All right. Ah, the smell of flowers. Ah, their beautiful colors. Ah, the horrible werebees that can't tell the difference between a flower and your face. Damn werebees. These flowers remind you of bougainvilleas, but they're not because nobody can pronounce that. It's a Nimbus 1821. No, wait. It's a broom. Fresh water from Vregmeni Spring. Om nom nom. It's Costas Katsikas. Costas. I'm just a regular working goat. The war. If ordinary goats like me reject him, Lord Urizen won't have an army, and then he'll lose. Sonia, I say it's all better than it was before. I may not be much of a dreamer, just an ordinary goat really, but I'm tired of working so Lord Urizen and his cronies can get richer. I shouldn't have to be grateful for a brief midday break and some food. Everyone deserves these things, and more. Family. My father was a hard-working goat, did everything for his family. Sometimes I think he may not have left any space for himself in his life. My mother wasn't much different. I appreciate everything they did for me, but sometimes I wish they had allowed themselves to relax more. But I suppose they wanted me to have a better life. Neuropolis. Never been, though I'm told we all end up there sooner or later. My parents are there, I guess. I'd like to visit them someday when all this quiets down a bit. I'd send a letter, but Lord Urizen privatized the postal system between here and there. What a dick, man. Haven't seen a Greek-themed game like this, though with the occasional Cyrillic, this might be Cyprus instead. Shipwreck. Oh, the beautiful beaches of our island. I used to go to Kochili Beach when I was a young goat to collect the pretty shells. We used to play games with them in the harbor. This is where Kostas lives. The door smells sheepy. The library. These flowers are stupid. Damn, man. A bird is sitting under this bush and reading the new book by Ian Banks. This flower may not be covered in bees, but it could be. A flower that's currently writing a paper on the biology of social insects is going to submit to the journal Bizarre Help Studies. A group of bees are having a planning session with these flowers, discussing important questions like into whose face they will fly today. Twin flowers. Is that a copy of the Book of the Carvings of Narm lying on that table? The library is still something of a mess. The librarian is flying around the library putting the books into alphabetical order. She's an owl. Through the window you can see R.L. Smith, the famous historian, working on her new project. An evil-looking cat is lurking behind that window. The library is closed for repairs. Alright. So I guess we work our way back down through town. Did all that. Fun fact about the werebees bit, I saw a teenager with purple hair trying desperately to keep bees away from them because they thought their hair was flowers. Their grandparent nearby couldn't stop laughing. That's pretty great. Alright, so at this point I think we've explored all of Aphthonia. Let's go to the map. We've got Hills of Helios, Kochili Beach, and Thera Beach. Let's go to the beaches first. This is Thera Beach. Tar from Lord Urizen's ships. Yuck. Sandberries are prized by children and creative adults as sandcastle decoration. You could swear this flower is looking at you. This flower couldn't care less. These two flowers smell intensely of magic. They say rock is the gateway to drugs, but it's not true. The description of this flower seems more textual than usual. Strange, isn't it? Alright, well, it seems there's nothing of particular use at Thera Beach at the moment. Kochili. This plant is called Oliver. There's some sort of worm thing living under this shell. It has 7 blue teeth and 5 green nipples. On second thought, it's probably not a worm. Thousands of tiny crab-like insects are eating the seaweed off this shell. 2 petrified shells that are stuck together. They look ancient. A polyp of the horrendous face-eating jellyfish. This shell once fell into hell, but it all turned out well. A radioactive bivalve shell. Its half-life is surprisingly strong. Might be a Mergelfnarg shell. They look very similar to Fnargelmerg shells, though, so it's hard to tell. One of the two species is poisonous. Power from Lord Urizen's ships. Seaweed shells is some kind of goo whose origins you almost certainly don't want to know. Alright. Oh, excuse me. Dudachuck? What? It's a delicious human ear mussel. Most of them grow on people's heads. This shell belongs to a hermit crab. Hey, it's the exoskeleton of a dead vertebrate. Isn't that romantic and beautiful? A crab stole the shell's description. The remains of a sea urchin. Don't worry, it died of natural causes. Shell of a Laconian nut mussel. This was produced by Cthulhu's pet catfish. More tar. The shell exploited the Ogoni people and killed Ken Saro-Wiwa. No, wait, that was the other shell. The tasty common American white mushroom and the destroying angel mushroom both taste delicious, apparently. Destroying angel mushroom sounds badass. These shells are covered in broccolitic algae. To you, pretty shells. To an octopus, the remains of a meal. To a mussel, a murder scene. Weird sea stuff tends to accumulate around rocks. Teenage sandworm under this shell, being all mopey and deep. Probably an ear. Very smelly shell. Everything's covered in slippery algae that smells of peaches. Dead mollusk. Shells smell of chocolate, but don't eat them. They taste of nougat. Sally the hermit crab has already claimed the shell. Nothing interesting there. Well, a tiny insect that looks a bit like a miniature lobster is eating some algae, but that's it. More tar. Melpomene shell. The poor mussel died a tragic death. Shell smells of peanuts. A limpet. A lecherous limpet. Tiny rock snake that recently released its first record. Is poorly received by critics, but it has its admirers in the rock snake community. Well, good on them for making it work. Alright, I guess we'll check out the hills of Helios then. This tree has stood here for more than 2,000 years. It's older than many legends that you would consider ancient. Tourists are often surprised to see cactus growing on the Isle of the Sun, but they are indigenous. These flowers... These flowers share a complex root system and a simple description. Never trust these trees. Weird symbols grow under their bark and their roots are made of snakes. Yeah, okay. I guess we should probably get going. Alright, so we need to get to the Isle of the Oracle. There's a way to the Isle of the Oracle underwater on Thera Beach. Okay. Someone in the city might know where his sunken ship is. There you go. Shipwreck. I have an idea. Why don't you ask my cousin Nulis? He's a bit of a coward, so he knows all the hard-to-find places on the Isle of the Sun. He's still hiding by the eastern cliffs. Okay. Go to the cliffs. Oh, hello. Ah! Oh, sorry, you startled me. The war. We're doomed! We just are! There's no way we can beat Lord Urizen. This crazy radical stuff is gonna get us all killed. You think I'm overreacting? Do you know what happened to Medusa? She got beaten by one of Urizen's soldiers. She had to go to the Isle of the Sun to get taken care of by Dr. Crustum. She could have died. Shipwreck. Do you know Navaggio Beach? Navaggio Beach? It's not very far from here. Most people don't know about it because it's hidden by cliffs. A lot of weird stuff washes up there. Aphthoni. I'm not going there. Are you insane? Lord Urizen is going to burn it to the ground any day now. Family, I prefer to be alone. It's safer. Sad way of looking at things. Not a rock, but the poo of the notorious Clifty Racer? An animal that is even more annoying than his infamous cousin, the Cliff Racer. When there's a strong wind, these flowers can take off and land anywhere they want. Orthros once peed here in a two-headed flower grew. This flower is enjoying the gentle wind from the sea. Looks like Fatal Frame 2 will have brand new mechanics. Probably not quite the total makeover as Silent Hill 2, but certainly more than just the old game with prettier graphics. I got a strong wind for you. Oh, I found the shipwreck. I got an achievement for it even. This mushroom loves to climb. This mushroom is up here for the view, but later on it will go swimming. Careful, those flowers have nasty thorns. These two are tourists coming to check out the surface. It's not bad, they say, but a little dry. More tar. These flowers are full of salt water, which is home to a colony of tiny crabs. The crabs feed the flowers, and the flowers protect them. This mushroom hates tar. This mushroom has a headache. It should probably take something. A butcher, a baker, and a candlestick maker once borrowed this ship and went out to sea. It was memorable. It's pink. You've discovered a diving suit. Unfortunately, it appears to be missing a few parts. Maybe someone can help you with that. There's nothing else in there, at least nothing you could use, unless you really want some lint and a dried piece of salami. Bottle of pelican rum. Box contains traditional combat skirts +1. An odd name for an odd product. Brogan sexton in this box. Box contains 3 varieties of cheese from Port Darag. Lamps are always useful, but this one is broken. Do you even want to know what this is for? And wind. A bottle of octopus whiskey from the Isle of the Moon. If I do want lit and a dried piece of salami, then this is not the game for you, my friend. Alright, we learned some things. A nudist mushroom. I guess we go back to town and ask some people about the diving suit. No idea, I'm not very big on diving, you know. Ask Katarina, she might have an idea. She's clever. I'm clever too, but not when it comes to, you know, stuff. Shipwreck, I'm not a big fan of water, to be honest, but ask Khan about this. Diving suit, how about asking Vasilis if it has any parts? He lives on Mataki Beach. Quite nice, especially for a Cyclops who rarely eats people. Good evening, Lord Crispin. Good to see you. Let's go talk to Bird Guy. My ship is on Navaggio Beach. Now that I think about it, that makes sense. Thank you, friend. I'm not sure where we'd be without these acts of solidarity. This papyrus thinks you're done with this now. Good work. diving, I float. Well, nobody's perfect, I suppose. I used to get diving all the time when I was a kid. My dad taught me all about diving. To repair a diving suit. What about Cyclops? He eats divers sometimes. Try him. Alright, so that is Mataki Beach. More tar. This plant originally grew further down, but after the last storm, it decided to move to a safer location. That plant is living on the edge. There's a cave in these cliffs. Plants are debating whether yellow or red is the more natural color. The conversation has been going for quite a while. Calliope shell. There's a poet crab inside of it working on a second epic about Bob the spider. A shell. It's small. That's about it. The shell contains a hermit crab. The hermit crab wants to be left alone, thus the whole hermit thing. Why do people not get this? Plant is thinking of moving to Thera Beach. This plant is. Despite everything, chat, this plant is. Capable of growing on just about any surface. This mushroom is a part-time shepherd. This bat strongly opposes vigilantism, believing that only through the organized mass action of the proletariat can genuine change ever occur. Clearly a specimen of the oceanic red bat. You're being watched from the darkness. Well, that's pretty normal, to be honest. There's always something lurking in the darkness, watching, waiting. Mostly cats. It's the common disembodied eyeball, or one of its local subspecies. Alright, in we go. Well, hey there. Hey there, har har har. Oh, hi there. That's a cyclopean joke, that is. I live this in cave with my pet eyeball George. It's a quiet life and I like it that way. I have a brother, Polyphemus. You may have heard of him, he's very famous. Ah, what a troublemaker that boy was. A nightmare to be around sometimes, but I still feel sorry for what happened to him. Maybe I'll visit him in Oneropolis one day, just say hello. Maybe. Family can be a tough thing. Diving season. Matter of fact, I know the parts you need. I'll gladly use them to fix your suit if you could perhaps help me with something in the meantime. You see, the beautiful beaches of this island have been polluted by tar. I don't like that. No, sir. So I got this potion here which dissolves tar into an alphabet soup. You go to all the beaches and get rid of the tar for me. I can, actually. After I inspect your digs here. Bread and cheese for when there aren't any sailors to eat. Pitcher into glass, not for drinking, but for eye drops. The water in this watering can contains extra nitrogen, which helps the plant grow. Platonic plates. Hey, it's not polite to stare. The Book of the Scribe of Osiris. Author unknown with an introduction by Anubis. Notice one-eyed man in the cave where yeah. These mushrooms are distinctly related to the Persian longhair. Alright. You dissolve the tar into harmless alphabet soup. The last bit of tar dissolves. You've done it. Time to get your diving suit from Basilius. Excellent. Thank you. It's good to see the beaches all clean again. You know, I hear Mayor Cranian wanted to sell them. Sometimes that makes me think I should get more involved in this fight. Anyway, here's your diving suit, friend, all ready to go. Don't get eaten by giant undersea monsters, all right? Wasn't planning on it. Let's see. So, Thera Beach, right? Whoa, what the hell? Excellent portal compatible diving suit. Potion for drinking Tarned alphabet soup, created by the mysterious druid from Vasilius the Cyclops. Just don't drink it, okay? Ah, here we go. Drink it! Pretty, but yucky. Better stay away. Do you know there's a species of jumping jellyfish? They live near the Isles of Zune, far away from here. Wet limpet, salacious limpet, strutting limpet, a limp limpet. Dude, check? It's a colorful water thing. Is it poisonous? Probably, but it's nice to look at. Toothsome limpet, luscious limpet, coquettish limpet. Hello. It's Jeff! Bonjour! Short one. I'm Jeff, the underwater adventurer from the fabled city of Ryleh. Yes, indeed. I spend my days exploring the mysteries of the underwater world, documenting all that I see and transmitting in the form of short documentaries via the antennae embedded in my horns. More than 1 trillion people have watched my aquatic adventures. You might say I'm the Jacques Cousteau of the underwater giraffe community. Lantian Gate. Oh, the ancient gate? It's over there on the left. Dates back to the days of the Timber Tyrant, you know. Have you heard of him? A brutal imperialist who attempted to conquer the world. Ironic that his true name has been forgotten, no? Ryleh. Oh, oui, a beautiful city, absolutely stunning. Its reputation suffered for some time, I know, but things have changed. The Moral Reform Committee is gone and Cthulhu is his former self again. Ryleh is a place of joy and madness, of course, but the good kind of madness, if you know what I mean. The sea. Documenting the miracles of the underwater world is my greatest passion. How can people live without having seen the glutinous bobfish, or the tremendous blue shark squid, or the flirtatious grapple-armed starfish? How can they understand the true beauty of the world without having heard of the shoal of the glittering moon minnows? Or gone diving in the unlikely straits? We're surrounded by miracles, my friend. French. Ah yes, during the filming of my last documentary in the Mer des Improbabilités, I was bitten by a savage babblefish. Ever since, the occasional French word tends to crop up in my sentences. I've gotten used to it. C'est la vie. French happens. Family. Ma famille? That is a long story. You see, my parents had strong principles. They always believed in liberté, égalité, fraternité. But my brother, he joined the Moral Reform Committee, an organization dedicated to the infinite darkness and the perpetual gray. They were enemies of delight and wonder, whose faith required the elimination of all freedom, especially the freedom to live and think and love as one wishes. The Moral Reform Committee is gone now, but we still don't talk to my brother. Even after everything that happened, he still believes in those depressing ideas. It's difficult. A Nearopolis. Do you know someone once tried to make a documentary about it once and almost went mad? Oui, it's huge, full of trees and dragons and libraries and taverns and, well, everything. Some say it's older than time, capital T time. Where to even start making a documentary about that? Better pick a more specific subject, no? I like him. A baby thing. Whatever this thing is trying to tickle the giraffe. You may think this is some kind of sea anemone, but it's not. At least that's what it says. Oh, I found a key. Inside a mollusk. That's kind of disgusting. Shocked fish. That's actually the front of the fish. They disguise themselves as the bums of other fish. Cute fish. Libidinous limpet. Voluptuous limpet. Alright. Aha! I've done a thing. You may be surprised to find out that this creature is not terribly intelligent. It's very good at producing slime, though, which, I mean, you're probably not. Whatever it is looks kind of hungry in a horrifying way. Tiny submarine is hiding behind this thing. You wonder who's on board. Oh, these colorful things. Are they plants? Are they baby jellyfish? Alright, Atlantean Tunnel. Still. Bloody long Atlantean Tunnel. Boring Atlantean Tunnel. Atlantean Tunnel almost there. We made it to the Isle of the Oracle, chat. You dissolve the tar. Nobody asked you to, but screw this stuff. Something in that bush. Something green and smelly and weird. Better stay away. Flower knows tomorrow's weather. Flower knows a secret, but doesn't know which secret it knows. This flower is called Thalia. This chameleon is awesome! Good evening, Zeb. Good to see what the hell did I walk into? A postcard from Aphthonia. It's a point-and-click adventure set in the land of Dream, where everything is silly and creative and a bit off-kilter. And this chameleon is awesome. A lag bush. Eating its berries alters your perception of time in strange ways. Okay. A bearberry bush bearing bunches of bearberries. If you ate them, it would be a bearberry bush, but don't eat them. Alliteration is bad for your digestion. A decision tree. The Temple of the Oracle. It's pretty and bigger than it looks. Oh, hello. It's Delphine, you're alive! Escape. I can breathe underwater so I can escape easily, but that would mean leaving Pythia behind, and I'd never do that. Isle of the Oracle. We used to only be reachable through a mysterious, wordy place called the Logos, but Pythia wanted us to leave to go live on the Isle of the Sun, so she used her powers to make the island invisible to all. Unfortunately, the enemy fleet found us sooner than expected, and making the island invisible again would not help, since they've already seen it. Brian Blessed. I'm his biggest fan! Did you know they responded to my fan letter? Really? He wrote back. I wrote him another one asking for a hair from his beard, so I can clone him and create an army of Brian Blesseds to protect the Fortunate Isles. Genius. Addison. Oh, usually I ask people to solve riddles before they go in, mostly because I'm bored, to be honest, but I think getting off this island is more important than protocol, so go on in. You did it! Miss Papyrus is very proud of you. Now you just need to go talk to the Oracle. Funnily enough, I know a really neat song named The Decision Tree. That's interesting. Family, I have a lot of siblings. My mother, she's a bit of an earth goddess, if you know what I mean. She goes where she wants, does what she wants. I respect that, but sometimes it's hard to be close to her, you know? She did get me this job, though, which is nice of her. As for my father, I have no idea who he is. I might not even have one. My mother did once say it might have been Mick Jagger, but I don't think the timing makes sense. I'm not particularly worried about it, to be honest. I am who I am. Good evening, Hildy. Yes, the art in this game is fantastic. I love it. City of Dreams, yeah, I've been there. There was a Brian Blessed convention a couple of centuries ago. It was awesome. Everyone was there. Long John Silver, King Yukanos, Augustus, Boss Nass, Uncle Kashimai. I even got an autographed feather from Lord Vultan. Brian himself wasn't there, of course. You know how it is. But I'm sure he'll get a tremendous welcome when the time comes. Otis, your jacket looks like the most comfortable thing that's ever existed. Well, funny you mention that. That's because it is. It's really fluffy and it's really warm and I love it a whole lot. All right. So we're good on this. How do I, oh, I just arrow path. Give it to me right now. You make a compelling point. However, counterpoint, no way in hell. Pythia, hello again, old friend. Do you remember me? We have met before, but the streams of time between the worlds are unpredictable. Last time I saw you, I was preparing to leave this island and rejoin the people of the Fortunate Isles. Unfortunately, things did not work out as I had hoped, and I am trapped here. Which makes me wonder, how did you get here? Diving suit. A diving suit? Yes, I suppose. Yes, I could use that to go back the way you came. But you couldn't. It only supports one being at a time, even if one of them is only present via magical portal. I suppose I could go and you could close the window. The end of your journey and the beginning of mine. John Katarina. I promise to tell them all I can when I get to Aphthonia. I only regret that you cannot come with us, but I sense we will meet again, though perhaps only in a Neropolis at the very end. Either way, thank you for helping me. Goodbye. I wish I could tell you how things will turn out. I wish I could thank you by promising that all will be well, but all I know is this. I will return to the Isle of the Sun where I should have been all this time. A prophet in the wilderness cannot live a virtuous life. When I arrive, I will speak to Kyon and Katarina. They will ask me to predict the future of their child, and I will tell them what is meant to be. I will say your daughter will grow wise and strong. She will have the loyalty of the dog and the cunning of the cat. She will have beauty and grace and eyes that see only truth. She will know fear, but she will be brave. She will dance with the Prince of Flowers and Wine. She will laugh at the Emperor of Sleep. The clouds themselves will worship her, and the summer breeze will sing her name when she runs in the sand with her friends. Her days will be endless, her nights full of mystery. When she sleeps under the stars, the sea will whisper in her ears, and she will sail to islands where none have set foot before. That is what she is meant to be. But the world is not as it should be. Perhaps she will never dance with the Prince of Flowers and Wine. Perhaps she will never sleep under the stars. Perhaps she will fall here in this war. Perhaps her heart will break. You may not be able to stop this. You may not be able to save her. The world is bigger than you. All you can do is love her. Love her no matter what the years assault you with. Love her through fear and pain and petty squabbles. Love her through wars and rebellions and death. For all these will come whether you love or not. And if the day comes where you must pick up a sword to defend her future, knowing that there will be a price, do not be afraid. In the end, all roads converge in the City of Dreams. So that is a postcard from Aphthonia, chat. As far as the game goes, it's a very, very simple point and click. You basically find your way to the island and you speak with the Oracle, and that's it. But there is obviously a lot more meaning there. There is a greater message at work. And I think it's a very entertaining way to deliver that message. Yes, a mysterious note. A strange note has been attached to the postcard by a group of vicious cats. It reads as follows. For Daddy and Boy on his very first Father's Day, from Girl and the Babe and sundry four-legged monsters, we love you more than a penny cat loves crunchies. Some theorists believe this is a dedication, perhaps suggesting that the vicious cats considered the postcard to be some manner of gift, such as those created by artists in the mountains of oddness to be given to friends on anniversaries or other special occasions. Cat experts, however, believe it may contain a veiled demand for food, particularly tuna. It suggests that whoever receives this postcard places a container of this substance near their magical portal viewing device. And that was a postcard from Ephthonia, chat. I can only imagine how it feels if you have daughters. It is intense, yes. It is indeed. All right. So, once again, that was one game out of the 6 from the Lands of Dream. Once again, we are currently playing through the Lands of Dream. What was once known as the Sea Will Claim Everything. I mean, it's right there in the graphic. But Jonas Kazratis, however the hell you say his name, I'm very sorry, I can never pronounce it correctly. Very recently, in fact, the very end of 2025, added the other Lands of Dream games to this. I imagine that they were originally like standalone downloads, or Umberto Eco got fucking dropped in the reviews. What? Where were you looking? What? Oh. At first glance, the game's cutesy cartoon graphics and simplistic interface give the impression that this is a juvenile game designed for small children. However, as soon as it becomes apparent, this game, in fact, a deeply political, philosophical, and even academic narrative that defies easy descriptions. It is to adventure games what Umberto Eco's Il Nome della Rosa is to murder mystery novels. Oh, it was in the video too? So for those of you just getting here, I have played The Sea Will Claim Everything. I've never streamed it, but I intend to someday. It is a sizable quality game. We could probably do it in a night. More likely 2, just because actually reading things out loud takes a lot more time. And yes, this is 99 cents right now. I guess now and forever, really. And for 99 cents, you get The Sea Will Claim Everything and 5 more games. So, another one of which we're going to play right now, in fact. We are going to go with the Book of Living Magic, I think. Umberto fucking Eco. All right, just a moment, chat. I'm sure OBS will catch up with this in a second. I'm sure it will, in fact. Reminds you of Gorogoa. Interesting. Interesting. I might have to do display capture for this. Yeah, there we go. We'll just display capture this. All right, let's start. Okay, we might actually be playing these out of order because this definitely seems like it may have come before a postcard from Ephthonia. Once upon a time, there's a girl called Ravenlocks. Well, to be precise, she was called Ravenlock Smith. This unfortunate name was given to her by her parents when they were in their new age phase, before they became leading motivational speakers of the shoe industry. Initially, this terrible name weighed heavily on the young girl. She often felt she didn't belong in the world, like a changeling child. She looked around her and found it impossible to believe that these were truly her people, that this was truly her home. As she grew older and acquired the wise habit of hitting those who made fun of her name over the head with a shovel, she began to realize that perhaps it was not her name that made her life so miserable. The real problem was that she was bored. Sorry, Postcard was a game that was a stretch goal for the Indiegogo for the new game coming out sometime relatively soon. Oh! So Postcard was actually very recent. My mistake then. Well, I'm glad we were able to play it because it was really good. You see, Raven lived in a city called Dull. And Dull was rather boring. It was a big city full of skyscrapers and dirt and rats and banking institutes and motivational speakers, but not much else. So here we have Blase, Pretentia, Paint Dry, the holy corporate bureaucracy of Yawn, Dull, Borington, Ghastly upon Tedious, Kingdom of Flop, the River Tedious, Bloffert, and the Land of Sweaty Bum. Land of Sweaty Bum was actually name-dropped in a postcard from Aphthonia. She felt like the walls were closing in on her. Soon she would be trapped forever. Her parents gave her long speeches about finding herself and discovering her personal path to happiness, which seemed to involve becoming someone who ruined other people's lives. Buy this, the TV screamed at her. Don't eat that, the magazines commanded. She wanted to read, but the libraries were torn down. She wanted to be told stories, but all the shows she loved were canceled. Sometimes she thought there was no escape at all. Her path was a one-way road to becoming a good and proper citizen of Dull. And there was nothing she could do to stop herself from becoming a hollow creature that followed orders, a cog in the great machine. Great machine being Urizen's concept of society. She remembered what her parents had been like in their new age phase. Yes, it was all quite silly. She knew that even as a child. But back then, they'd still had dreams. Her father wanted to be an artist. Her mother had wanted to act. You're really talking about here. Excuse me, chat. Had any of that ever been real? It hadn't taken them very long to sell their dreams away. Oh, it's a very creative job, honey, her mother used to tell her. It's like working in advertising. Worrying about all of these rather depressing matters, Raven Locks fell asleep, and while she slept, a dream fluttered away from the high towers of beautiful Oniropolis, city of dreams, and flew to the city of Dull, and, resting upon the side of her bed, it gently whispered in her ear. Thus it came to pass that Raven Locks dreamed of the Book of Living Magic, and the path that had been set before her was forever altered. Though she did not know what the Book of Living Magic was, she knew that she must find it and that finding it would change her life. Raven Locks woke up and packed her bags and left her home before the faint stars had disappeared from the smog-covered sky. She walked and walked and walked away from the city and towards the lands of dream, and all the old things that were hollow and dead fell away. At long last, after journeying across crumbling highways and decaying suburbs, she came to the village of Oddness Standing, which stood in the foothills of the mountains of Oddness, and there her first adventure began. Oh, hello there! Welcome to Oddness Standing. My name is Stanford Gembottom, and I'm the mayor of this beautiful village. We haven't seen a lot of travelers lately, what with all the problems we've been having, but you're welcome to stay here as long as you want. If there's anything I can do to help you, please let me know. Wait, I have an idea. You look a little lost. How about you take this magic map here? It'll allow you to quickly travel around this area, and thanks to its self-scribbling enchantment, it will note down any new places you hear about in colored ink. Isn't that wonderful? No, don't worry, I have another one at my desk, and I'm sure you'll need it more than I do. Gnarf. My father was Regin Gembottom, a dwarvish professor of archaeology from Bleeper's Vesting near Cardiff. My mother was a Kippian gnome, Silvatrella Bombastina von Hollenheim Klonk, noted horse thief and amateur neurobiologist. Thus I am neither a dwarf nor a gnome, but a gnarf. I've heard various people, mostly academics of course, claim that to be a gnarf is a heavy burden and I should be struggling with issues of identity and alienation. But as far as I can tell, being a gnarf is rather nice. I have an excellent dwarven beard, nimble gnomish fingers, and many other delightful traits. Bottle. Bottle? Oh yes, I live in a bottle. I got stuck here by accident, but I've gotten quite used to it now. I actually rather like it, as a matter of fact. How did I get stuck? Oh, well, it's a long story. But let's just say that you should always remember to use a safe word. The Book of Living Magic. Sounds like a powerful magical tome, but I fear I'm not much of an expert when it comes to such things. We had a young inventor here a few months ago. Bill was his name, who knew quite a bit about magic. He didn't stay very long, though. Left for Oneropolis after a week or two. Something about a girl called Annie, I believe. Anyway, the best place to look for the book is the Temple of Gloop. Poor guy kinked too hard. Problems, yes indeed. You see, not long ago, a dastardly villain decided to set up his lair in the Forest of Eyeballs. The infamous and horrifying evil Dr. McSelfish. Ever since then, we have lived in fear and apprehension. Many caravans are now avoiding the Mountains of Oddness, saying that the Forest of Eyeballs and the Lake of Blood were bad enough without a scheming villain. It's a very difficult situation for me, and one of the few times that I regret being all bottled up. Oddness Standing. Ah, Oddness Standing. It's a beautiful place, isn't it? My parents settled here after their infamous horseradish adventure, and I was born right over there in that house. Spent several years traveling the world when I was a young gnarf, and I saw many spectacular sights, but Oddness Standing was always calling me back. There's something about the air, something about the mountains and the forests and the wide meadows. It never lets go of your heart. Alright, Satellite, have a good one. Thanks for coming out. It's good to see you as always. Temple of Gloop. The mutant priests of Gloop are famous for their illuminated and annotated editions of important books. And they have a huge library. You should ask Shablat about it. He's a mutant priest, and he's very nice. He's currently meditating in that street there to the left. Stanford Gembottom smells of cookies. He wields a mayoral telephone +1. His current status effect is bottled. Larger bodies of water may mockingly call it a puddle, but this tiny lake knows very well that its water is as good as anybody's. Actually, speaking of water chat, I'm gonna go grab some real quick. Sit tight. I will be back in just a second. Returned. I hope you don't mind. I grabbed myself a little treat while I was there, a little candy cane left over from the holiday festivities that should probably be dispensed with before we get too far away from December. I was trying to make a comeback, makes sense since Bezos betrayed the pact of the Baldmen. Stabby cane. Now I gotta see if I can get this open. This is a very, This is not a cooperative candy cane. Funny thing about horseradish is actually a wasabi plant. Most wasabi is just horseradish with food coloring. Yep. I half opened it. Gross. The flower is watching you. Don't worry, its career as a pickpocket is long over. These days it just hangs around the windowsill reading Daniel Keyes novels. The Inn of Oddness Standing. An odorous drink from the land of Foo. The bottle contains a liquid made from distilled meatballs. A bottle of vintage Mirabois. Label indicates this bottle contains Sobek's best Saurian brandy. Bottle of fine Brevari. A bottle of distilled boogie. Drink this and you'll be dancing all night long. A bottle of 25-year-old Cien Asal original whiskey. All right. We're talking to Basil the innkeeper. Hello, how might I serve you on this fine day? Rumors. Peppermint is apparently a hybrid of spearmint and watermint. Interesting. It's rumored there's a banana shortage in Ookland. Apparently this is related to the great banana throwing festival that was held there a few months ago. Typical, if you ask me. Well, I guess I'm crunching this one up. Can't be helped, chat. Candy canes aren't exactly the best snack for a stream where I need to be doing a lot of reading. Peppermint is a fraud. Indulge me here for a second, chat. This is really good. I love mint, chat. Mint is honestly one of my favorite flavors ever. I used to love sucking on candy canes just endlessly, turning them into those little spear points. But now, honestly, I'll just crunch the whole thing up immediately because it gets chewy if you do that. And I love chewing on them. Don't believe him. He's only saying that because the mint is forcing him. Yeah, stabby canes. Yeah. I used to be a stabby cane fan. I was always a cruncher and never had the patience for the other ways. Just when I used to fight each other, never like candy canes, I'd eat it to destroy. I haven't had a candy cane in many years. It's one of my seasonal candy addictions. That and candy corn. God Christ, I love candy corn. You're one of those who taste mint differently and can't stand it? Yeah. Oh, and I love drinking water or really anything after eating a candy cane because everything feels so sparkly. Yeah, candy corn. It's sugar. Like, you can complain about the texture of candy corn, you can complain about the presentation of candy corn, but not the flavor. It's fucking sugar. I mean, there's nothing you can say that will affect me on this point. I have borne the candy cane banner my entire life. I have suffered the slings and arrows of outrageous foodies. None can dissuade me from my passion from candy corn. Your words fall upon deaf ears. Candy cork. It is delicious wax. It is sweet, empowering wax, and I love it. And nothing will stop me. Nothing! Did Homestuck actually popularize candy corn? Like, is that a thing? I mean, I've been eating candy corn my entire life. And I have passed on my love of candy corn to my children. I have propagated it unto the future generations. You're welcome, by the way. Candy corn is a big plot point in the second arc. There's some people here have never tried Smarties. Don't know, people had to realize the Trolls Hortons are candy corn, never read a Homestuck. I tried to start Homestuck like ages ago and it just didn't, well, you know, stick. Poor Primus, his story is not a joyful one. Do not blame him for the state he is in. You see, he was built by a mighty republic to be a construction robot, and he took great pleasure in his work. He built homes and roads and bridges, but one day the republic fell and an empire took its place. And after the robots were done building palaces for the new rulers, it was ordered that they be converted to be soldiers. They were reprogrammed and rebuilt. Primus destroyed his own legs so that he would be discarded, and managed to escape before he was gutted for parts. Now he lives here, but he's afraid of repairing himself because they will only ignore him so long as he is broken. Candy corn can't just be sugar, that would be nerds, literal worst candy ever invented. The secret of candy corn, well, it's not really a secret. Candy corn's made with honey. Like, really, really good candy corn is made from honey. And it is delicious. Ask me to lick his own eyeballs. I'm hoping that comes up if we ask him about Forest of Eyeballs. Basil. My family has been innkeepers in oddness standing for many generations now. The job ideally suited to our disposition. My brother runs an inn in Neropolis, but I prefer it here in the mountains of oddness. I prefer the candy corn material shaped into little pumpkins. See, that's a weird one for me. I don't actually like the pumpkins. There's something about, like, the density of them that turns me off. Candy corn, their little candy corns and their little, like, triangular nature really just, like, they are candy perfection to me. I had a mixed bag of traditional candy corn, chocolate candy corn this year. Yeah, chocolate candy corn's another one that I don't really fuck with. And I don't know why. By all accounts, I love candy corn and I love chocolate, but the intersection of the two just don't really work for me. Explains everything. Candy corn is made with confectioner's glaze. Don't look up what it's made of. Look, y'all... I work at a grocery store. I work in the meat section of a grocery store. Y'all don't have to pussyfoot around me. I handle grosser shit with my hands every day than we're gonna talk about. Maybe my candy knowledge isn't all that good. I've not seen chocolate candy corn either. So chocolate candy corn is the really autumny looking one. Like traditional candy corn is white and orange and yellow. The other one is like white and orange and brown, I think. I think that's the chocolate. I think that's the color code for the chocolate one. And then the candy corn pumpkins, they're just colored like pumpkins. They're orange with like a little green top on them. Cow lips and goat rectum in my candy I can deal with. But nerds are just sugar pressed into little balls, nothing else. I normally have this feeling about most candy because I don't care much for pure sugar, but nerds are so fruity. I mean, yeah, there's a lot of candy out there that is either obscure or has slid into obscurity as the years have rolled by. So this is no indictment of your candy knowledge, Manic. There's a lot of shit out there. Nerds are awesome because they look absolutely nothing like the drawings. Pretty gross working in the meat section. I'm impressed with your stomach. Well, thank you. I'm actually kind of impressed with myself. I've been handling a lot of like racks of ribs lately, like French lamb ribs and like baby back and St. Louis pork ribs and stuff. Beef ribs and things. So lots of bones and conspicuous parts there. And it's kind of like, neat. You ever read The Space Merchants? The section where it talks about the future food they mastered guiltless meat by making diet tumor mass. I tried the Nerds gummy clusters. They're pretty good. My kids got so hooked on Nerds gummy clusters, they made themselves sick and like they can't do it anymore. We bought a giant bag of Nerds gummy clusters from Costco over the summer. And they pigged out on them so hard they couldn't finish it. We only threw it away back in like November or something. If we were in a meat section, are there any skin scraps I could ask for? I'd like to make hide glue with it. No, it's not. Our meat department is not one where we like prepare the meat ourselves. It comes prepackaged. I only have to interface with it directly if the packaging ruptures and I need to compost the contents. But yeah. Yeah, no, I'm not in there like chainsawing hogs apart and stuff. I imagine ruptured packaging for meat is just delightful. So like, my first week on the job, a packaged whole chicken burst on me. And it was horrible. I have two things. I have two things at the store that I absolutely despise. One is whole chickens. I get so antsy dealing with those. The other is pears. And the reason I hate pears is because of how they are packaged and delivered. When you get a box of pears and you open it up, yeah, pears, the fruit. Inside the box of pears, every single pear is individually wrapped in its own tissue paper. And they are the most annoying thing in the world to shelve. because you also have to be extremely careful with them, because y'all that eat pears know how easy it is to bruise them. Yeah, it's really, really, really aggravating. So I avoid handling the pears as much as possible, but some days I have done everything else. I've done the loose apples, I've done the citrus, I've done the bagged apples, I've done the avocados, I've done the tomatoes, I've done the onions, I've done the potatoes, I've done the gourds and squash, I've done the kiwis and the pineapples and the cantaloupes and the watermelons and the bananas, and it's just like there's nothing else to do. I have to do the pears. Asian pears are delicious. They are very different. Asian pears look like apples. They're round pears, they're very big. They bruise just like other pears, so they tend to come in like a white styrofoam netting. Oregon produces the most pears in the country. That's interesting. I did not know that. Those in produce, bagged apples are the worst. They bruise so easily, and just the bags are so trashy. Our bagged apples are pretty quality. The bags are nice and sturdy. It's tricky to check them for when they get kind of old, because at our store they don't move very fast, so we gotta cull them pretty carefully. Had almost a cartoon apple Scooby-Doo explosions, scrambling over rolling apples everywhere. Yeah. Got this food grocery aside. I've learned so much. Like, honestly, like, working the store has been great for building my practical knowledge and just, like, building character in general. But yeah, it's neat. It's really neat stuff. I think it comes in part from what kind of food you grew up with. My favorite candy as a kid were gummy bears, pure flavored gelatin. You're already a character. Well, thank you, Manic. I appreciate that. Anyway, let's talk about the Forest of Eyeballs. The Forest of Eyeballs is a rather spooky place to the west of Oddness Standing. I've been there a few times to collect ingredients for some of my more exotic cocktails, but I never stayed long. It's rumored a terrible witch called Baba Yaga lives there. Oh my god, John Wick is in this game. Of course, there's a lake of blood and its sinister boatman. Well, there's certainly a more cheerful place in the world. This Baba Yaga guy. It's easier to handle if you know what it is from the start. I have a lot of respect for folks who know what's in their food and are okay. Different attitude towards food in Germany than America. Is that a thing? Helping Primus. Getting Primus' leg over his depression even a little would be great. Repairing his leg is out of the question. Perhaps something else can be done. I think he needs a unique experience. Something will change his perspective. Basil smells cheerful. He wields a bartender's towel upgraded from Billion Toad City. Lots of regulation on not adding sugar. Whole Foods, I see. Why? Problems. I don't have a drinking problem. Leave me alone. Primus smells of old circuits and fried ram. His current status effect is electronic depression. I have to admit, I didn't notice that Primus only had one leg until they pointed it out. Yeah, I probably wouldn't have noticed either. I would have just like chalked it up to the perspective here. The interdimensional symbol for ale is emblazoned upon this sign. This house belongs to Bob the Spider. He's home, but he's too busy trying to repair his Higgs mechanism to answer the door. This flower sold his soul to Robert Johnson. This flower is rather nervous around people. A four-armed man once sat on it. It's never been quite the same since. Fine specimen of Strangivorous conichates, also known as the orange gnu strangler. Oddness standing forest of eyeballs. There are 2 whole places in the world I can go right now. Hello, what can I do for you? This is Schlatt the Mutant Priest. Evil Dr. McSellfish. I've heard that he once threatened to destroy Miskatonic University if they refused to give him 5 of their most precious occult books. They were forced to surrender their copies of De Firmus Mysterious, The King in Yellow, The Book of Ebon, The Western Canon, and The Dole Chants. Oh, the loss to history and literature. Oh yes, this is the we're playing the Book of Living Magic, which I really should have changed what we're playing. There we go. My mistake. Temple of Gloop. Temple of Gloop is built into the mountain above the Wood of the Monster Beast. It may only be reached by the road that leads through that area. You really should visit it. It is a home, a haven, a sacred place dedicated to learning, meditation, and Gloop. The Book of Living Magic. Yes, we do have that tome in the library in the temple, right next to the Book of Livid Magic. One book I would not recommend reading. Wood of the Monster Beast. The Wood of the Monster Beast lies slightly to the northeast of Oddness Standing. It's quite easy to find. Terrible Monster Beast. I vividly remember first reading about in Guirin's list of terrifying creatures. Beware the terrible monster beast of unvanquishable doom, which layeth in the wood of the monster beast in the mountains of Oddness, for its belly is filled with boiling oils and its teeth are sharp as blades. Sounds like he sucks. This is British, right? I am Schlatt, a human mutant priest of Gloop. I have come to Oddness Standing to meditate upon the beauty of civilization and peanuts. Schlatt smells of peanut butter, extra crunchy. His active skill is triple wielding. These peanuts are simply enormous. Very pretty flowers watching you through the window. This is the home of Nellius, but he's out tending his flowers. Pravatica the Unhefted. Hail, fellow traveler. Not really, it probably is a lot better than food regulation in the US, but the ultra-processed food lobby is as strong here as anywhere. Game seems like floral stuff. It's a running thing in the Lands of Dream. Every flower can be clicked on and has some kind of goofy ass description. My name is Pravatica, the unhefted daughter of Pravaticus, known as the Woolly and Ovidia, called the Chomper of Grass. I have left my homeland of Ba-Quitania in search of adventure and traveled all across the Lands of Dream, from the ruins of Bombasharna to the beautiful Cephaeus. At the moment, I am resting in this remarkable little village, but soon my adventure will continue. I can feel the pull of the road in my hooves. Travels. Yes, there's nothing like traveling, is there? Even on your journey from that sad, gray country, you felt it, didn't you? The freedom of leaving things behind, of seeing new places down the road. What is life if you have not seen the wonders of mighty Revelstone, or marveled at the red walls of Pungar V's, or walked the ancient streets of Diadem, to cross the hills of Hap, to brave the desert of Nog Arth? That is what you and I are born for. I'm glad that you have followed your calling. I do not know what this Book of Living Magic is, but I have encountered many books of great power in my travels. Some lead to wisdom, but beware, not all do. Oh, Gloop. If you wish to find the Temple of Gloop, you should speak to the mutant priest who resides in this village. He is very kind and will surely be helpful. A vile and terrible man he is. I have heard of him and his misdeeds many times. All across the lands of Dream, his victims weep for the injustices he has committed. I should not be surprised if he were to stand between you and the Book of Living Magic. He hates all that he does not understand, and a journey such as yours is far beyond him. This sheep is a Caves of Cud character. The Pool of Tranquility lies slightly north of the Wood of the Monster Beast. It is a place of beauty and safety created long ago by a mighty sorceress. You should not neglect visiting it while you are in this land. In Before Evil Dr. McSelfish is just his name, is actually a really nice guy. It's totally misunderstood. Pravatica smells of freshly washed adventure. She is equipped with a backpack of holding, Ovian edition. The red color signifies the sticks in this box are particularly sticky. These sticks are of medium stickiness. The sticks in this box are 100% organic. Negras the stick insect. Hey, how are you? Want to see my stick collection? My name is Negras the stick insect. Most of my friends call me Steve. And this here's my awesome stick collection. Hey, did you know that Chamavi Burka ass size 74 is used by Punipa Peruna to clean his boots after his famous second victory in the marshes of Mutanen Pasca? Nope. Books of Living Magic? I don't think I've ever heard of that, but I'm sure the mutant folks at the Temple of Gloop can help you. They're really nice. They traded me 2 rare West Ruslip Elm sticks for a set of Mimosidae walking sticks. Aren't sticks just amazing? I love sticks. They're so pretty and useful too. You use them to pick your nose or build a tent or make a raft or hide in, and they smell good. Did you know that Carusus Morosus defeated Rubus the Red using nothing but a size 65 Quercus stick? Many of the greatest heroes relied heavily on their sticks and would never have succeeded without them. Quercus is oak, gotcha. I don't sell my sticks, but I do trade them for other sticks. Right now, what I'm looking for is a magic stick of any size. If you find one, please let me know. Negras smells sticky. He is equipped with a size 44, a Paloki of Trade, rare. These umbrellas are fresh and delicious, but you're not really hungry. This is the home of Svarog Smith, but he's not at home. On pretty days like today, he likes to punch holes in mountains and look for ore. So we got Cat, the Fabulous Screech, a wild human. I could use your services. Circus. You have the honor of seeing before you the Fabulous Screech and his trained humans, the only circus to ever successfully train the wild and dangerous species, ironically known as Homo sapiens. Yes, indeed, I, the Fabulous Screech, having survived many expeditions in their hazardous habitat, have discovered the secrets of taming humans, even teaching them pleasing tricks and amusing maneuvers. All this and more in our unforgettable cornucopia of circus entertainment. I am the Fabulous Screech, sometimes called simply the Fabulous Screech, but known to all as the greatest cat entertainer in all the world. From humble but proud roots and majestic Katsuli, I've risen to my present position through intelligence, talent, and sheer beauty. Humans. A funny, if primitive species, no offense. I do honestly believe, though many cats do not, that there is a very real potential in humans, or I would not have based my circus on their skills. Humans are capable of showing affection, problem-solving skills, perhaps even something resembling genuine intelligence. With proper breeding and after certain surgical procedures, they may be even suitable as pets. I see what they're doing there. The Book of Living Magic. I'm sure I've heard of this before. Some manner of spellbook, perhaps? We cats have no need of such contrivances since magic flows freely in our veins, but in a sense it is quite remarkable that you humans have managed to set down certain principles of magic on paper. As I always say, I believe in humans. Look at all the things they can achieve despite their inherent limitations. Oddness Standing is, without a question, the nicest place in the mountains of Oddness. My circus passes through it regularly, and we often stay for several weeks. Audiences here aren't huge, but the mountain air is good for my fur, and the humans enjoy the fresh grass. Lately, my humans have been getting a little restless. It's a natural condition, as you probably know, but the restless scratching and moaning is rather aggravating. So, it's come to my attention that somewhere in these mountains, there is a so-called pool of tranquility. Here, bring me some water from said pool, I will reward you handsomely. Here's a bottle, don't break it. I know how you humans can be. Fabulous Screech smells of heaven and hell and all the places in between. His current status effect is fabulous. You try going in there while the show isn't on, but you probably never come out again. Consists of 90% boing and only 10% egg. Yeah. Can't tell for certain the ball might be floating. You don't think you're allowed to touch it, though. It's actually the entire wagon. Katsuli vehicle design is very cost effective. These humans look a bit restless. The marketplace. Ookbert Appledorn. Ook, ook, ook. Ook? Ook, ook, I have a marble stuck in my nose. Ook, I can't get it out. I need a feather. Ook, ook, ook. Ookbert spells of Panthesium. He wields a secret banana. Light bulb stall seems nice enough. They don't have anything particularly fascinating or exotic. Besides, the light bulbs seem a little stale. So I ended up with a bottle. Needs a feather. A duck is right there. Duncan the duck. I can help you, young lady. I'm gonna jump straight to the feather. I'm sorry, but I'm disinclined to sacrifice one of my feathers for that flea-infested hairball. Every day that blasted monkey manages to get himself into yet another clownishly stupid situation. And other people always have to clean up after him. Maybe this time he'll learn something. Duncan smells a pot. Perhaps the smell of pan from the other stall? All right, chat, I gotta be honest with you. I think I'm gonna go ahead and wrap early tonight because Manic isn't the only one who's fading fast. I'm honestly really, really tuckered out, and super wordy point-and-click adventures, as much as I love them, are hard to keep up with when I am just like dead on my feet. So hopefully you have enjoyed this look at the Lands of Dream and the games adjacent to The Sea Will Claim Everything. I strongly recommend, if you found tonight's stream the least bit engaging, please pick this up for yourself. You're getting 6 games for 99 cents. The Sea Will Claim Everything is worth way more than 99 cents on your own, and you're getting a bunch of other stuff on top of that, such as the Book of Living Magic and a postcard from only 6. Takes some effort to wade through that much text. Yeah, I've been feeling it. I don't know if you'd see it on the camera. I've kind of been like shifting around in my seat a lot and kind of like, but yeah. So, anyway, what is the collection called again? Let's get out of here. Let's get out of here and I will show you. There it is. Lands of Dream, formerly known as The Sea Will Claim Everything. And yeah, it is fantastic. It is very, very good. The writing is extremely clever. I'm sure you picked it up from a postcard, but yeah, The adventure in The Sea Will Claim Everything is quite clever, but the writing and the story are just, yeah. It's very, very engaging. Similar to Hollow Knight and Clair Obscur. I guess because I already own it, it doesn't give me one. But yeah, it includes The Strange and Somewhat Sinister Tale of the House at Desert Bridge, The Book of Living Magic, The Fabulous Screech. Oh, The Fabulous Screech gets its own game. The Sea Will Claim Everything, of course. A Postcard from Aphthonia and The Matter of the Great Red Dragon. But yeah, it is a wonderful game, and I would heartily encourage you checking it out. So, let me see here. Well, I believe tomorrow night I will engage y'all with something else. What that will be, I have not decided yet. But it will be something. Yes, the collection is called The Lands of Dream. We install it's under The Sea Will Claim Everything. I think Jonas only changed like the name of the game on the store page, but everything else is still The Sea Will Claim Everything. So yeah, keep that in mind. I also, at present, I can't tell you what order to play the games in. I don't know what order they come in, but The Sea Will Claim Everything stands perfectly fine on its own. So don't feel like you need to play any of the other games before you crack into that one. That's the big one. But yeah. So, yeah, tomorrow night we'll do something. I haven't decided what. We'll do something. Friday will be a Friday feature. We'll do some kind of variety night. Saturday will be the power hours, and then looking ahead to next week, I don't believe I'll be streaming Sunday or Monday, but Tuesday I think I can jump straight into Star of Providence, which, oh my god, I've been waiting for so hard. So anyway, let me go find somebody to raid. We'll send off an uncharacteristically early raid tonight. We've options tonight. I'm going to launch y'all over to Blue Zest, I think. Blue Zest is doing King's Quest 6, which I know y'all will be rather interested in, and is has some continuity with what we've been doing the last couple of nights. So yeah. Anyway, gang, thank you so much for coming out tonight. Thank you for joining me for a little romp into the land of dream. We were able to finish one of the small adjacent games, which I am very happy with. I will probably play the other additional games on my own to see what they're like, but I would like to stream The Sea Will Claim Everything for y'all someday. It would probably be like a 2-night game just because of all the reading, but it would absolutely be worth it. It is such a good game. So yeah, if you picked it up, go ahead and run through it. It is definitely worth your time. So yeah. Anyway, gang, thanks again for coming out. Hopefully I will see you out tomorrow night for, something. But until then, as always, y'all take care. Bye, everybody.